You know, lately I've been seeing that same tired talking point of how we need a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun. And look, I get it. On the surface, it sounds like it would make a lot of sense, right? Because after all, how else are you supposed to stop these horrible events from happening? So obviously, you need a good guy to stop a bad guy. But when we look at the data, that talking point does not hold up to scrutiny. Less than 1% of crime is ever stopped by a civilian with a firearm, and the vast majority of that crime that is stopped is property crime, not violent crime. And statistically, it's never Jim Bob and the Gravy Seals stopping these types of crimes. It's almost always off-duty law enforcement or former military who are the ones that stop these crimes with firearms. In fact, as a civilian, you are more likely to stop one of these events of mass violence with an object that is not a firearm than you are with a gun. For example, the event at the hot yoga studio in Tallahassee was stopped by a man with a broom. And what confuses this issue even more is that the majority of these people who view themselves as the good guy view themselves as the superhero in their story. Very few are willing to do the self-reflection and recognize that they could be the villain. And we see this confusion play out when law enforcement arrives and they look around and like, I have no idea who the good guy is. But where does that talking point even come from? Well, that would be this guy. Let's just call him Wayne LaPierre, because that's his name. Following the event in Sandy Hook in 2012, Wayne LaPierre famously said, "It takes a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun." But to me, that just sounds like a way to sell two guns and make gun manufacturers a lot of money. Which has led a lot of people to ask the question, who does the NRA really work for? The gun owners or the gun manufacturers? Despite the NRA's insistence that we need a good guy to stop a bad guy, the NRA almost never jumps to the defense of gun owners of color when they are legally exercising their rights. And the NRA is really slow to criticize law enforcement who unalive people of color who actually stop these mass shootings. Case in point, meet Jamel Robertson. Robertson worked as security at Manny's Blue Room Bar in Robbins, Illinois, and he stopped a mass shooting. And despite the patrons of the bar shouting praises to Robertson for stopping this event, law enforcement unalived him within 5 seconds of seeing him. But this really shouldn't come as any surprise. After all, the NRA has a very long history of looking the other way when black men and women exercise their rights as citizens of the United States. It doesn't matter if they're legally exercising their rights in their car with their child and partner in the back seat, asleep on the couch in their own home, or playing outside with a Nerf gun. And if the NRA isn't willing to protect them among the countless others, then it stands to reason that they probably don't care about gun owners and gun owners' rights. But hey, what do I know? I mean, it's not like Wayne LaPierre was forced to resign from being CEO of the NRA, a position he's held since 1991. A resignation that was supposedly forced on him because he allegedly defrauded the NRA membership of about $5.4 million. So yeah, I'm probably wrong. It's probably not about selling guns at all. It's probably not about the money at all, right?